Go to the casters.
What a ridiculous saying. Of course I can put my money where my mouth is. Basic motor skills is where I put all my food.
Welcome back to the commentary desk, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Bart, that's Brandon, and we're joined by the one and only Weekend, Envy_Weekend with a 3 as the second E. Man, you made that hard for me. Yeah. On Twitter, if you want to follow along with him, I'm hi-rez Bart, that's JuiceCM. And, well, we're moving into game number 3 for Cloud9 versus Enemy. And, well, the analysts, they have this one going 3-0. Incon, I'm not really sure what he's seeing out there from Enemy, but, I mean, this one looks like it's all downhill for the Cloud9 boys.
You know, usually I get really lucky as a caster. I always get, like, all the sickest sets, and I've gotten, like, both sweeps so far. Right? We had the Epsilon London, which was, like, a steamroll.
Nothing like this, though.
And, no, well, I mean, Cloud9 is, it looks like they're playing ranked.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's that bad.
Yeah, I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's just they're just consistently getting the better of Enemy in all of the mid-game team fights, and they are giving up so little.
This will be a Soul ban. C9 has not let Soul through yet for Enemy, and I don't think they'll intend to. Xing Chen getting taken away, though. I guess they didn't want to give that one to Enemy. I think that's smart.
All right. Ban Thor.
Please.
Please ban Thor.
Please ban Thor,
Or pick Thor. Either one's fine.
I'd rather see it banned.
Well, here's the thing, right? This is what they're saying in their comms right now. If we ban Thor, we have to first pick Khepri. Do we want to first pick Khepri? And Pain's going, but I really like Athena. But it looks like they've come to a consensus, and it'll be a Bologna ban.
Okay, I think that's smart. If there's 2 OP things on the table, leave them both up. Or there's 3, right? Like, leave a few up.
Well, you got a ton of stuff on the table here. You got Serket. You have Thor.
I think that's probably the thought is Andy's going to get something he's strong on no matter what.
Right.
I would like to see Khepri, though, because Pain does have a really strong Khepri, too.
Yeah, it should be the first pick Khepri here, and likely Enemy to follow it up with a Bastet. They may take the Zeus away from Stealth as well, always an option for Khaos. But we've seen him be more successful in the Agni than the Zeus so far.
Well, with Athena banned, right? Like, I think running something like a Khepri Xbalanque lane could do very well for them.
I don't think Cloud9's going to let Xbalanque through now that Khepri's been picked. I imagine they'll pick up Xbalanque. Okay, Soul.
Yeah, I was going to say Soul's open, Neith's open. Those are what I was going to be looking for.
Soul Zeus.
Soul Zeus. The overrated combo here so far seems rated appropriately for Cloud9 and their success with them. Neith for Vetium. Things are shaping up pretty well right now for Enemy.
Oh, that's an early Osiris.
These picks are definitely more along their lines. I'm really liking this draft so far.
Yeah, this might be the first game where Enemy really shows up here. And taking this also... Oh, but they gave up Thor.
I mean, I saw Jeff in the hallway, and I said, Jeff, you think they're going to let you draft Thor again? And he goes, I sure hope so. And then proceeded to get a cup of coffee because it's Jeff, and he lives on
You do notice here they didn't last pick it or fourth pick it. They probably thought it was going to get banned in that third banning phase. Or second banning phase.
What to ban? Mage? Serket.
Okay.
I think that's smart. Take that away from Adjust. He loves it. Probably see another Hun bots. I mean...
I'm thinking Bastet.
If history serves, yeah. Bastet, if they're going to switch it up.
It's comfort pick. It's against the Zeus. They need a win.
Hey, Stealth. How are you? What the hell?
Brett's a special guy.
BaRRaCCuDDa's like, hey, we're still drafting, guys. And he's like, I don't want to be a part of this
like,
team.
don't look at me. Just
Hades.
play Thor.
Gonna be banned. Okay.
Really?
Didn't see.
So is Osiris? They thought Hades was going to go mid lane?
No, I think they thought that Hades was gonna deal with Osiris, I guess.
I'm really not sure. I feel like Baskin's probably just going to play whatever he wants here.
Yeah, I don't know if it was going to be the Hades.
Yeah.
Well, not whatever. Bologna's banned.
Okay, that's true. Out of that...
You think that Baskin's calling his own shot here for something a little spicy?
I don't know about spicy, but something he's comfortable with. And
He's bouncing, though. I think his pick is coming.
He's a constant bouncer.
Is he?
Oh, yeah. Have you noticed every time he's on, he's got the bob going.
There it is. Solo
Soul and Geb, yeah. Who would have thought? Yeah. That one's going to be going, obviously, to Jeff. Jeff wanting to keep that Soul alive. Next best versus the Khepri.
Geb into Neith. I mean, this is dream, right? For mid-game, like, World Weaver just gets negated now.
Jeff on Geb is dream. I don't think the other team. I don't think they're worried about that other team.
Yeah, I would imagine that Cloud9, even though I think the enemy draft, as you were mentioning, is pretty potent here, and maybe even has the edge over this draft in particular, that everybody on Cloud9 has gotten the pick that they really wanted so far in this draft. Jeff's going to get his Geb. MLC shows a great proclivity for Zeus. Obviously Thor for Andy, and I think BaRRA seems to like the Soul quite a bit. He seemed to pick it when it's available.
His Soul's actually really strong, and paired with the Geb, it's going to be...
Hey, there's the Bastet. No big surprise there. And Agni, it is full-on comfort picks here, with the exception of maybe the Athena for Pain.
This is the best draft I think Enemy could have gotten.
I think they finally just picked the picks they needed to go for. I mean,
Agni should have been in game 1. That was Khaos' best game during the last sets, and I mean, this to me
Cloud9's going to pick
just...
John Quay for the solo lane now.
Just to be funny.
Just to be fun.
Tier. Well,
Okay.
yeah, if Cloud9's going to lose, like, this is the game.
Yeah, maybe, but
I don't know.
I really still have it in their favor.
Fearless, Cataclysm, Thor, tons of CC for Sol and Zeus. And that's always a thing that I look at personally when I see a Bastet drafted, is she just brings such little to the table in terms of control. Where are you making that up in the fight? And what I really don't like about the enemy draft now is that they are 150% reliant on the Agni bombs to have any kind of control in the fight. Osiris Tether is not confirmable. Khepri is all single target, and so is the rest of the squad. They're going to have their work cut out for them, as they've already been losing team fights. Maybe that's the idea, though, is to dodge these fights and look for the solo picks. I don't know, though. That's going to be tough to execute versus a team like Cloud9.
Yeah, that's definitely where they would excel if they can find it. I don't think they'll find it. Cloud9 has been looking for team fights. They're not looking for solo farm, anything. They're looking for the team fights.
Just a few seconds before we get into our third game. Remember, guys, best of 5. Winner has a $15,000 increase in prize, 70K to 55 for second place, and much better seating going into Worlds. Although, actually, the winner having to fight Epsilon a little bit earlier.
That's right. Yeah, I was actually speculating a little bit, like just kind of joking a little bit and talking to people. It's like, do you think Cloud9 might let this one go, just so they can be on the opposite side of the bracket?
Stand up and forfeit the set. Like, all right, guys, we almost won, but Jeff broke all of his hands.
Yeah, Jeff just takes out a ball peen hammer and just goes ham on his knuckles and says, like, I can't play anymore. We don't have a sub.
And then Herwin's like, I'm the sub, and BaRRaCCuDDa's like, sit.
Yeah, like, get out of here.
BaRRaCCuDDa said to me, he's like, yeah, we beat them so badly in scrims, I broke up Herwin's team. I had to make him my sub.
Oh, dang. Yeah, but Herwin's a good one to talk about, because I would be very surprised if he's subbing come around next split.
Really?
Herwin.
Oh, I would. Oh, you mean in terms of playing?
I would assume he'll be starting for someone.
I mean, I think I would much rather be subbing for the world champions than playing on a 7th place
You're
team.
shaking your head, Weekend.
No? He's going to want to be playing. He's stepped up his game a lot. He's filled in and proved that he can play a lot of different roles when maybe before he didn't have that opportunity. I
Feels
would
like a
be
Snoopy
surprised.
to me a little bit.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he wasn't on a team and on one of the top 3 to 4 teams.
Well, I mean,
North America.
I see Eager and TSM with
In what
some
position?
holes.
Where do you think Herwin's would play?
I think he's a mid
to start?
player.
Yeah, he's definitely a mid
I
player.
mean, he's shown up in the
Who's that
solo lane,
team in
but
North
that's-
America that struggled in mid lane in this tournament? Envy us? Something like that, right?
I'm not going there.
No, but I mean, realistically, right? Like, I mean,
Hey, Incon needs that split 3 money because he's going to owe me $20 in a little bit.
oh yeah, true. But I mean, but all things sold here, right? There's definitely going to be some shakeups, I think, especially in that mid lane position in North America.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if there was maybe only these 2 teams that stick around, us possibly too, but we will see some things change up, maybe some new teams formed.
And there's definitely a lot of speculation that this could very well be his last season as well, potentially from that Eager team. But he's all heart and soul.
My man's been grinding since 2012, and that's like another World Championships has slipped through his fingers, man. If I were him, I'd be tired. It's way more than what you see. It's the the SPL, it's streaming. It's a lot of work.
It's a big time grind, yeah.
And Lassus has been one of the heavy grinders since the very beginning.
So this early game has started out actually horrible for enemy. They didn't get any buffs on their side of the jungle for their jungler.
PainDeViande just dropped half of his, or 3/4 of his life bar.
Now he's going to get hit by another Astral Barrage, or Astral Burst here.
Don't worry, he sent like 110 damage the way of BaRRaCCuDDa.
And a big thing again. I mean, that Geb, like, you don't normally think about Geb as like a really good poke god, but here, I mean, you've seen just how much damage they've been able to deal. Disapparate.
Oh, wait.
Nope, Geb shield.
In the Corpero form, right? Like, wow.
Second blue going to be picked up here for Cloud9 as well, as you heard Weekend mention. They did successfully invade that Osiris and take away his blue buff. Although, look at that Vetium. Getting the better BaRRaCCuDDa there in that last exchange, at least for now. But he'll potion back up.
I want to see him keep the pressure on.
No, I think it's very obvious he's far more comfortable on this Neith pick, and he's just taking it to him right now.
Which is weird. Like, Neith is not usually the comfort pick for a lot of players. This is the counter pick these days.
Well, funnily enough, BaRRaCCuDDa comfort pick Neith. I mean, that was the original, the OG BaRRaCCuDDa was a Neith player.
I remember it was like early on, before Zeus got reworked and was considered a low-tier pick, they pick it and play the 4 Protect 1 with the Neith using the World Weaver constantly to the mid lane, and it worked out beautifully. Neith also considered low-tier at the time.
BaRRaCCuDDa credited with definitely bringing Neith back into competitive play. At that point in the Smite meta, but
Yep, and then Bluestone recredited, right?
BaRRaCCuDDa's done a bunch.
I mean, BaRRaCCuDDa reshaped the meta multiple times. Last year's AMC pick at Worlds was mind-boggling.
At Lance, he comes out with some really strange picks and just puts them to work.
Not this time around, though. It's been all Sol and Xbalanque, I think. I don't even think he's played anything but.
Maybe a Neith.
Maybe,
one
but I'm pretty
Neith.
sure it was not him playing the Neith last time. Like it was like the Soul and Shibalanke exchange, and then he got the Soul and the other player picked the Neith. It wasn't like I don't think he was ever really pressured.
Enemy has a better start here than Cloud9. You'll notice a slight advantage in gold. We'll go to the graphs here and show you. Actually, they're winning a lot by experience, and Baskin's tier is just getting worked. I don't know why this was picked.
You know, we missed it in the beginning. I'm kind of wondering if the speed was stolen. Because if you didn't notice, they invaded. Enemy invaded in the jungle, and I'm like Thor was a little bit behind. I'm kind of interested in what actually turned out there.
PainDeViande and Vetium have regained control of this lane completely and are now starting to rotate a little bit early. We're not going to see a speed buff for probably another 20 seconds or so.
So reverse sweep here from enemy. I mean, what needs to start? I mean, what needs to go right here in the next 5 to 10 minutes?
Adjust. He's got to go off. I mean, he has been the key to all of their wins.
He's in a really good place right here, too. With
the root the Zeus. Put some damage out as well. Agni bombs are going to be expended, but no kitty cats to come out and try to look for that kill.
I
Thor,
think he could have committed there.
I don't know, man. That Thor Berserker Barrage with Red Pot, it takes out those cats pretty quickly. Chain Lightning or a Zeus Ultimate as well to lend a hand.
That's true.
I think he didn't want to risk it on top of enemy didn't waste anything there, and they got a free Zeus ult. So he can just look to keep, like, buffs are coming up, look to keep up the pressure.
Got about 24 seconds until that speed buff's going to be coming up. Adjust, rotating back down as he looks for an invade onto the back camps. A fruitless endeavor so far. PainDeViande zoning out Andy. They're committing here, it seems.
They'll get the Get Shield. They'll get the Cataclysm as
probably
well. First blood onto PainDeViande. Miscommunication there. I mean, Cloud9 was in a much better position to aggress into that left side mid camp.
Uh-oh. Oh, my God. The World Weaver plus the cats were almost enough. Or not even. The cats weren't used? Just let that one walk through for free. First blood goes unanswered.
There might have been a bit of miscommunication there. Pain was really far up, and the Soul out-rotated the Neith, which probably wasn't expected, and then he was out of position. There's nothing they could do. Now
Cloud9 in a much better position. We've known enemy to have a good laning phase, right? Their team fight phase seems a bit weaker than the top North American teams, looking at, Eager and obviously Cloud9. But their early game, their laning phase has been so incredible throughout this tournament. But this has not been the best early games this set. Cloud9 has controlled pretty much everything.
First blood credited to Cloud9. That's the only thing separating the teams for now. About 300 gold to their credit through the first 5 minutes. Experience has dipped down back to even here from that early advantage enemy had. Laning phase has been reset for Cloud9 after that initial early game pressure from enemy. Remember, guys, this is a best-of-5 contest. Cloud9 is up 0 games to 2. And with a win here, we'll close out enemy. And here comes Tier, but it's going to be the Osiris ultimate used as well.
And that's a kill. I mean, I don't see Baskin getting out of this one. There's too many slows.
He may try to fight.
Oh, but he can get a kill! Oh, my God.
May live in another heal. No, he's definitely done. Yeah,
but that was a damn good turnaround.
Really more of a misplay from Salt Machine more than anything, yeah?
But, I mean, yeah, Just came in perfectly. There was no reason for Salt Machine to get as close as he did. All he had to do was throw a Spear Flail and walk away.
Yeah, really, the only option that Baskin had there was just to, try to get a kill with a Fearless. So.
Yeah, he get a Fearless. The Cats, maybe. BaRRaCCuDDa, not in a good spot. Just kidding. Bye, Vetium.
Well played there by BaRRaCCuDDa.
She backflipped all the way to the base.
You may be able to share some insight here, but I mean, one of the things that I always see when BaRRaCCuDDa, he is very good at that bait there. He plays up, but not in a way that makes you think he's going to gank. He really baited that exceptionally well. I mean, is that something you think is true, or is that just kind of commentator's bias?
No, it is strong, but it also has to do with his team. If I'm sure Andy's saying, hey, I'm ulting, bait it, and then Jeff's like, and I'll be there too. He has full faith in his team to be there and make sure he doesn't die, and that's exactly what just happened.
Yeah, it's funny. Listen to the Cloud9 comms a little bit, right? It's Jeff is the constant communicator. It's calling out all the shots. But anytime BaRRaCCuDDa decides to speak up, the whole team stops and listens to his call.
That was wasted. They thought they can get in farther. Andy had a perfect tectonic rift right as the World Weaver gets cast, and a wasted ultimate. Bart's dancing. What's up, Bart? Feeling good?
Excited, man.
About
a 3-1, 7-minute lead for Cloud9 here.
Perhaps not the score we'll see for this set. Enemy an early lead, but Cloud9 continues to keep the pressure on. This looks much more like a semi-final game than it does finals.
Why do you say that?
I mean, so far, just for the set. I mean, Cloud9 has had trouble with Eager. Envy definitely had trouble on their way here, but, for Cloud9 to be this far ahead 3 games in a row seems almost unlikely.
Well, the good news for enemy is that their miracle run lasted long enough to get them the berth at Worlds.
I mean, I could just see the tweet now from Pain. It's just like, at least we don't have to fight, you know, Epsilon, right?
I think they're going to be looking to just... I think they're looking at Worlds right now. I think this sucks. They're in a bad position right now, but I know me, if I was in this situation, I'd be like, well, guys, we're going to Worlds.
It's $3,000 a piece, though, right?
Well,
whatever, you're going to Worlds.
For me,
That's how much Worlds costs.
For me, both teams are probably looking at it the other way. Enemy's like, I'm making it to Worlds, and C9's like, I want first seed. Not so much about the money.
And even though Paradigm won, and pretty well, I still...
Oh, Khaos. Nowhere to dash.
Oh, whoa. I mean, you could dash over there. It's just, it didn't matter.
Yeah, Detonate was still available there. Cat will jump in, put out a scratch, but it's still a 4th kill now for Cloud9 in the early game.
You know, the gold difference isn't that much, and enemies just have yet to find that team fight. That's what they have to do. They have to find a team fight. And this first team fight is probably going to set the pace for the entire game, whether they win or lose.
The farm has been very good. I mean, look at Salt Machine. This will be the 3rd blue buff stolen, right?
2nd or 3rd, yeah.
There's no blue buffs, it seems, for Baskin Robbins.
Lane, Bastet has a nice angle here.
Another World Weaver.
Yeah, again, another
Jeff
miscommunication potentially. MLC, he's going to sit inside of his ultimate there. Big detonation coming out as well. Cataclysm was expended there, so small win, but World Weaver used without the cats. Calm's going to be falling apart a little bit there from enemy.
I feel like maybe they're going for it. It's just they notice that there's not really a way to do it. I mean, Stealth is consistently ulting defensively as opposed to a very offensive
In
ult.
will go andinster, out will go andinster. Stone Shield. Root doesn't matter. He'll stun and walk away. Agni Bomb's not enough to secure that kill. I do want to point out that there is a sprint 2 for Zeus. He's going to have none of that Bastet shenanigans.
Very good. But remember, there is no beads and there's no CC immunity on that character whatsoever, which means things like this will kill him.
Stone Shield plus Aegis should be pretty good. He'll try to kite for now. He will go down ultimately.
Hey.
Tyr is going to rotate into this lane. Does he find the Fearless Chain? He does, but it's beads away by Khaos. Stunned out as the Tyr. Baskin will get the Stone Shield. However, Andinster finds PainDeViande somewhere on the map. Where was that kill even happening? I guess just off the left side of mid lane. Salt Machine, he's getting slowed now. Vetium's back under tower. Adjust has rotated over with Cat. Not too threatening, even though she does still have that ultimate. Just going to scratch Tyr and walk away just before the 10-minute mark. Enemy finds their 2nd kill of the game.
Still a very small gold lead for Cloud9, though. Adjust jumping in. Salt Machine out of position here. This might be bad. He's going to be forced to ult if they keep the pressure on. Looks like maybe a miscommunication or maybe a call to back off. Adjust looking for the open wound damage, but not going to find it.
I'm really surprised neither team is forcing any fights towards the Gold Fury. That was kind of the theme. It was either purple buff or Gold Fury fights all of last game. In this game, that was near the Fire Giant. They kind of chased off to the side. It's really confusing me, actually.
Bear going to be going into the Polynomicon as his next item, it appears.
Yeah, he's been rushing that a lot, actually.
I mean, it's got to be. I mean, there's nothing else in that tree that you want right now. I mean, it could be Pyth, I guess.
No, it'll definitely be the Polynomicon. It's more when the Polynomicon, not if the Polynomicon. Fight going to be breaking out here over the left side. Cataclysm will be used again,
Jeff.
but everyone will kite it away. But up will go Andinster. Zeus ultimate doing a bunch, and they'll find another pick on the Pain. Andinster just going to walk this one down.
I'll miss you, Pain.
Now.
Oh, wait, Vetium!
Oh, no,
nope.
got him.
Andy.
Still Andinster.
Man. Andy versus Adapting is going to be legend.
If that's how it turns out.
I mean, they're on the same side. If they can get through the other regions, it's possible it could shape up. And, I mean, I think that's one of the matchups people have been waiting for so long.
Gold Fury going to be started up now by Cloud9. Looks like there is going to be a responsive enemy, but it doesn't look like it's going to be in time. Adjuster's just going to walk and let the team know they're going to have to let this one go. Cloud9, G2A with the first Gold Fury in game number 3. He's going to try to go in onto Andy. Andy doesn't have the mana. I believe that's what he's noticed, but maybe going to pay with his life is Adjust stun coming through. Bombs are out. Adjust hasn't taken any charges from the Zeus, but it doesn't matter. Down he will go, trading his life for the Thor, in addition to a Gold Fury going the way of Cloud9. That's 2,500 gold and nearly 4,000 experience now that's been swung in favor of the world champions.
Not a bad trade for Adjust, considering the fact that he was a level down, trading onto Andinster. You'll notice he gets a smaller amount of gold on the side of Andy for getting the kill onto Adjust, but all the while, check out this Salt Machine trying to defend against Baskin Robbins here, just laying into this tower, and they're going to find, I think, the first tower of the game there.
Yeah, that was a 4v5 Gold Fury. Well, it ended up being a 4v3 because of the pick that Cloud9 found in that fight, but because of those picks, they were able to leave Baskin off split pushing and they'll find a tier 1 and an even bigger gold swing here, just past the 12-minute mark. Cloud9 up to their old ways in this enemy set.
You know, a one-trick pony we see Tier is, you know, he has one piece of CC, tries to get the big combo off and go for the kill, but I think people still are underestimating the level of healing that he brings to himself. And right there, I mean, so much was invested. Salt Machine spending a lot of mana, a lot of spells, a lot of control. My lord.
Holy moly, that's level advantage Thor for you. He's going to level up on Khaos, Max Mjolnir's attunement.
Thought he was going to ult.
Nearly found the kill there, yeah, and he's not going to ult here, but they know they've got Khaos really, really poked out, and they're going to look to go make ways in the map. Maybe going to go pressure the right side lane. They do notice this Osiris pretty far pushed up. Let's take a listen into Cloud9's comms as they're definitely hunting for a kill here.
I have shield for you. I have shield for you. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine.
We can maybe siege mid.
You know what? I'm just gonna give you that now for.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's free. My shield's down.
Siege mid, maybe. Siege mid.
I have my ult for mid.
My shield's down.
Bastet's backing.
Nice. I'm pushing over.
Mercy ping.
Can we fight? Can we fight?
Yeah, reset.
Yeah,
Go back. Go back. Hide. Do not dive.
Yeah, no reason.
They're really low.
Be quick. Weapons.
I'm going back to right there.
Okay.
I still have everything. I just know I'm out.
Let me
shield.
make the shot calls on the fights, okay? You guys are being a little greedy. Like, I'm not trying to bust balls, but
That's
mid, Agni's mid.
I TP in 4.
Alright,
He's coming back,
Agni's
right?
mid. They send shoot up top. I'm here with you still.
Alright, I'm back in. Not yet. I need to.
Well, here they are in the Cloud9 comms. Still, I mean, even with this advantage and even with all the pressure they've had this map, they're still very, very concentrated on making sure they don't make mistakes. There's a lot of let's play this slow and take it as it comes. And, well, they've been pretty successful with that one, 7-3 here just before the 14-minute mark.
Now we got a Wing Blade coming out on the side of Baskin. This is going to shut down a lot of the slow potential that Salt Machine and Adjust are bringing to the table. Probably the best possible item he could be picked up here. Still will look for some CC. If he decides to go to Spirit Robe and Mail of Renewal, he'll be incredibly hard to lock down. Mail of Renewal, by the way, being picked up by Thor.
Yeah, the items are kind of standard. Oh, here comes the team fight, actually.
Look at this, look at this. Going right in. World Weaver in response should shut down some of Andy's damage, but of course Jeff breaks that CC immediately by throwing up the Geb shield. Adjust sending some damage back the way of Stealth. And it sounds like this one's going to wash out, but Baskin didn't probably hear the call as he continues to fight 4 people alone.
Osiris is rotating in as well to join this fight. PainDeViande just off the mark with that pluck. Looks like Tier did get a blue stance fearless out of the way. Cataclysm moving forward for Jeff. He finds 2. In will come Baskin with a Tier as well. They'll pop PainDeViande's ultimate, but that keeps Khepri on the fight for now, and he's still dead from the positioning of Baskin. And now it's 5 members strong versus the 3 of enemy as Cloud9 surges forward into the Tier 1.
Forced to backflip, Vetium out of the fight. Salt Machine's going to watch this one from the stands, it seems. Throw a few things into the crowd, but we're going to see that tower go down once again. And that's the second tower now for Cloud9 as they extend their lead to 4,000, unsurprisingly, here at the 15-minute mark.
You know, I kind of expected them to get a little bit more. I mean, now they are going to invade. That's what I was looking for. The invade on the red buff to get set up for that Gold Fury right after.
Wait,
oh, they made to kill Vetium here. There's the stun, goes back into JeffHindla, and andinster realizes he's on the wrong side of the wall with that hammer, and he'll just go ahead and farm up the red.
I mean, why not, right? Take the free kill. Do some damage. Vetium's pushed out. Gold Fury's not up soon enough to make that poke truly worth it.
Is he trying to get Geb in position to pick up the red buff? Okay, no. Like, that doesn't seem worth it.
Purple's up, they're going for it. BaRRaCCuDDa going to push this one out. Now he has option to fight for the purple buff.
No, I think they want to just try to...
Or take the tower.
Yeah, I think they just force the fight and take the tower, right?
That's why, I mean, like, he's forcing them to make the option, which is so good. And Baskin is forcing the jungler onto the other side of the map. There's really not a great way for Salt Machine to get into this.
Khaos a little panic there. He actually misses the guaranteed stun after the flame dash.
They're going to keep
off
going.
The mark for the Thor. Double tap from Andy does hit Pain again underneath the Tier 2. Tier 1 is down on the left side. Right side, Bastet does run down Baskin Robbins with the help of Osiris, but this just means that Cloud9 is going to continue pushing on the left side.
Yeah, I mean, a Tier 2 for a kill and maybe a Tier 1. Actually, Vetium doing great by pushing them off. He'll take a small amount of damage, but it looks like he will deter right side. Tier 1 going down.
Here comes Stealth. Small victories here, nonetheless, for enemy, as that's really the first thing that's gone their way in the last couple of games.
And that trade out will bring it back to about 4,000 gold, which is something they definitely need. They were about 5k down, but a good kill over on the right side plus the tower. But the Gold Fury has respawned here. I don't know about this rush when Zeus is still on the table.
Yeah, Zeus doesn't seem too willing to go in there just yet. BaRRaCCuDDa trying to kite as well.
Well, BaRRaCCuDDa has vision over everything, so does Stealth. Stealth dodging out the Noxious Fumes, bomb stun, and sending enough damage. Thor in the sky, he goes right to the back line looking for Salt Machine. He's getting very low, Tether reducing damage. Lord of the Afterlife available. Actually brings him right into the passive as well. Makes sure that he can control the area. Pain very low right now.
Forcing to disengage now as enemy as Cloud9's going to come rolling forward. Enemy had a moment there, but they get pushed out by Cloud9. Now they're going to be forced to defend this Gold Fury. Let's take a listen in with enemy and see if they got anything left in the tank here in game number 3 as Cloud9 starts with the Gold Fury.
Oh, it's almost done. Just need to go in different directions. You can't let them stun all of us. There's tier fearless. Like, yeah. I'm okay. Daisy stealthed it.
Alright.
I don't really think we can do anything here. That
Yeah,
sucks.
back off.
Let's tier ult.
Tier ult.
I'm dead, Thor. I might be dead.
Come on your way. Come on over. Looking at it, Jess, but he's out.
Nice. They're gonna push left. They're gonna see us left. Sniping 25 when I'm up.
I don't think so. Yeah, they're not.
We'll bring the graphs up for Golden Hand in just a second here so you can see just how worth it that was. And you remember, a lot of them have already spent that gold. They went right back there, both BaRRA, Jeff, and it looks like Stealth joined them as well, bringing a whole bunch of new items to the table. And if Cloud9 was already winning fights that handily, what are they going to do with another 2K?
I really...
Whoa!
Wow, Salt Machine really trying to force something here. He's going to fight into 3 members. Sure, you're an Osiris and you have a full passive, but...
The namesake will come to fruition as he dives at tier 2, 10K,
pop,
almost 10K behind.
Pop. They let that one go to Stealth.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think Stealth was just sitting there like, how long can I wait before I do this? I think it'll be funny if
And again, I mean, once again, there's a lot of things going right for Cloud9, but it's a 5-1-5 andinster Thor. 18.5 minutes, breaking the 10K net worth mark.
Perfect support, Jeff, at 008 right now, a part of 66%.
He's credited as the sex here, as you can see in the bottom right corner of your screen.
Right, so that's his name.
Yeah, just, making sure that it was known.
That's way more his name than JeffHindla.
That's right, yeah. Rosario the Sex Villiardi. It's his true name. Bruce Wayne is Batman.
What a guy. What a guy. He just took his friend's name. He's like, I think it'll be funny if I'm just like my friend who doesn't play Smite. For those of you that weren't involved in Smite, 4 years ago when Jeff started playing, he used to play as JeffHindla, and another player on his team was JeffZHindla. Yep. And it was an entire team of JeffHindlas. And none of them were JeffHindla. No, they just formed Voltron JeffHindla, and that's what we see playing here today. JeffHindla was a person that went to JeffHindla's school. He thought it'd be really funny that if he ever got good at the game, he would see his name on stage. That's hilarious. That's it. That's the whole thing. That's how you get good. You gotta have motivation and goals, Bart. That's it. Do you have any goals? I want to name myself Meatloaf in German. It's German? I thought it was French. Oh, that's Pain's, yeah, but in some trouble here. Speaking of Pain, is Pain forced away from, well, any kind of offensive positioning. As Cloud9 says, this is our jungle, not yours. You know that, by the way, right? Right, Weekend? Well, what? PainDeViande means meatloaf. Does it really? Yeah. Meatloaf in French. So it sounds so cool, right? Like, it just means meatloaf. Well, now whenever you want to kill him, you're just yelling meatloaf. Bat out of hell. And it's their ulting, trying to chase Adjust out of the jungle. The cat was in the house, and he's not supposed to be here. You pick Bastet to shut down the Thor, right? But instead, it's a 9-1-9 combination of Zeus and Thor. Right, Bastet's there to like just to deal with Zeus and to pressure Thor to be there all the time, but instead they just come up huge now with their 10th kill on 9 assists. See, for me, if that was Rowe from Avant-Garde in Australia, he would have gotten out of that and then won the fight somehow. Right, that's what he did it 3 times. He was chased by 4 people through the solo lane alone. He baits like 4 ultimates in a Heavenly Agility like every time, and he wins. This is North America. This is also Cloud9. Yeah, it's Cloud9 in North America. Yeah, we'll get to see exactly how strong that Australian squad is as they come to Worlds. Weekend seems very confident in the home field. Hey, Khepri got knocked up by that Thor ultimate. And Andy is still alive as Vetium tries to make the play. He actually found a really good Spirit Hour, but MLC able to take most of it. Look at Baskin. What is he doing? Look at him! Yeah, Baskin just fighting here. Geb's Stone Shield enough to save him. I mean, Cloud9 has just complete control over everything. Even when they have stupid fights like that was nonsense. They're still in a position where they're winning them. I think, for me at least, through this set, this is JeffHindla is the big player here. Oh yeah, he's coming up huge in this game. Nonsense. I mean, it just seems like everything that he's picking in this engagement and in this game is like, oh, well, we can't let Jeff have that. Like, his Sobek was phenomenal. His Geb's been phenomenal. And you got to think anything he's going to bring to the table is going to be very, very difficult to deal with. More kills coming up for Cloud9 as they surge through the enemy jungle. They're going to find a kill onto Adjust here as well. And this is going to spell Phoenixes for them with the Fire Giant buff. Let's go ahead and take a listen in with Cloud9's comms as they got to be feeling way ahead here. 52K to 43K in just under 22 minutes.
Show me. Nice.
I got you.
Let me tank after. Okay.
My blink bolt's still up. I'm in combat right now, though.
It's going better.
Tank this.
Stop being Omega.
Yeah. Nice. Knock up. That's his ult. That's fine.
This also
Yeah,
sucks.
Baskin, let me shield you.
Reset for gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They might chase. I'm just going back on the group.
I have my ult if they
I think the red's up.
No,
Yeah, it
it's
is.
not. I don't think it's responded yet. They never
No,
got
it
it,
is.
and it never
I'm
responded.
backing out.
Yeah.
Sucker.
Oh, smart.
Look who's smarter than me. Stealth is started smart.
Eddie.
All jest and japes from Cloud9 there in the comms as they fall back.
I mean, to be fair, BaRRa's right. It's not a great ultimate.
What?
The Soul ult.
Oh.
He's like, I got him. Ah, this ult sucks. And just dives away. Salt Machine's like, hey, I'm CC immune. I'll see you later.
I don't know. You've been hit by the Soul Ultimate. Doesn't suck that bad.
That's true.
If you land it. Look at the BaRRaCCuDDa build here. It's going to be max CDR Polynomicon into Demonic Grip.
I mean, like, if everything was moved one space to the left and the poly was on the end, it would be probably a little better through the early game. But can you argue with 108 Soul? Right? Like, BaRRa's had a great game so far. In fact, you look at player damage here. No, he's towards the bottom. Never mind.
Yeah, he's doing great.
Yeah, no, he's
No, but you know who is
below
doing
the
great
Neith.
is Zeus, Thor, and Tyr. Couple of Norse gods
Andy
coming up
being
big.
top damage.
Yeah, they're going to
is
take up
pretty
the pick up this Gold Fury here. You heard there, Andy getting very, very close to top damage here, sitting right behind MLC's Zeus. This is going to be an easy Gold Fury as well, picked up from Cloud9. Still that Fire Giant buff active
Look
in the
at
mid. Phoenix down. Doing a little bit of split pushing his Salt Machine on this Osiris, but it's not going to be enough to get him this Tier 2 one, would imagine. Tyr going to go ahead and fall back and defend that bad boy as BaRRaCCuDDa pushes up the left side lane, and Cloud9 looks for a pick in the enemy jungle.
The Eye of the Urchin gets finished off, albeit a little bit late. I mean, they could end the game before he gets anywhere near stacking that up. Maybe a strange route, but he's decent amount of damage on the board. He couldn't go Mail of Renewal. He couldn't go Spirit Robe. He did wind up going into the Jotun's Wrath. That's where I thought he was going to go, but still, I mean, what do you do into 4-2-6 Tyr when your team's ahead by, behind rather, by 13,000? I mean, Tyr's going to just walk up to that entire squad
Not to
and
mention
be like,
there's
this is hilarious.
2 Heavenlies and 2 Winged Blades on this squad. I mean, Bastet is going to have a really hard time getting anything done.
You know, I think Bastet to me is in the same place as Zhang. And, you know, just like, yes, you can play them, and yes, they're very good, especially if you're ahead. But as soon as people start building all these Heavenlies and Wing Blades again, you're not going to do anything.
Especially against 2, you have one to disengage and then one to re-engage if you need to. Right now, it just seems like they're going to use them all to just run at them and finish this game off, though.
Look at BaRRa, by the way, 5,400 structure damage.
That's all Soul does. I mean, we said he was low on the damage charts, but he's got the structure damage.
Yeah, he had the structure damage to that, and he's sitting pretty good there. In fact, just about there'd be about 14k just over what the Tyr's done in this game.
Oh,
Vetium takes a double tap. Vetium poked out. Back to the well you go, but the Phoenix will stand for now. Next wave coming in, you got to imagine, not going to look so great.
Look at how quick JeffHindla is on the cleanse. Gets that shield up as soon as the abduct hits, and immediately Andy starts spinning, doing not amazing amounts of damage to 2 tanky targets, but enough to, I think, make them second-guess their choice.
The Thor poke into the Mjolnir's attunement there is going to be too much for PainDeViande as he moves forward. He's forced to ult himself. There's a nice Cataclysm there as well. Zeus ultimate stacked up on Pain.
Oh, they're walking through the radiance.
BaRRaCCuDDa now with a double. Andinster finds a kill into it just as well. BaRRaCCuDDa has a triple now, and maybe going to be a quadra. Indeed, it will be for the Cloud9 Hunter, and that's going to be the game, ladies and gentlemen. 22-4 in favor of Cloud9 G2A. They will be representing North America as the #1 seed as they take down enemy in 3 straight. No problem there, it looked like, honestly.
Baskin finds his 3rd death of the game at the hands of the map. But, I mean, that's as good as you can look. And I think enemy may have gotten a little bit shaken there. They see the Zeus ult blocking out their entire path, so they run forward to try to find BaRRa. BaRRa throws down the 350 damage a tick Radiance, and they're just walking through it, getting destroyed. And BaRRa finds a quadra kill to end the game out and the tournament. How you doing?
I mean, it was kind of expected. I think they just went all out. They were like, well, it's our last chance. Maybe we get a kill here. And C9, they were just so far ahead.
There's a few times that it seemed like, oh, this is how it's going to go, you know, in this tournament so far, right? It's been like, oh, well, that's how we would expect. We would expect a lot of 3-0s maybe in this tournament, right? There was a couple of really, really, like, enemy versus TSM, like, should have been a 3-0 TSM, right? And enemy showed up huge, right? Or maybe it's a game. I mean, TSM was starting to play pretty poorly towards the end of the split,
yeah.
But all things told, right, like on paper, that should be pretty one-sided. Same thing for a couple of matches over in Europe as well, but this has been a pretty topsy-turvy tournament. But once we got down to, like, really the cream of the crop, you saw just how dominant Cloud9 is and how good Eager is, and maybe how much Eager got shaken by that Cloud9 5th game loss going into Fnatic.
If you're an Eager member, it was probably very hard to watch that game. Just like Cloud9 running through the top side winners. I mean, like, enemy wasn't playing anywhere near the level they played against you guys or before that against TSM. It looked like we're going to Worlds, like let's turn ourselves off for the weekend because we're burnt out, right? It almost looked like that. I doubt that was the case, but I mean, they were playing to that end, or maybe BaRRaCCuDDa just doesn't let Vetium be Vetium.
I think C9's that good, honestly. They're an amazing team. I wouldn't be surprised if they're in the finals, win Worlds.
Well, you told me before the scrims were going heavily in favor of C9, and now I think I see why.
Yeah, they had a decent season. They did have a lot of forfeits at the beginning of this split, so they end up not in a top 3 seed position coming into this tournament. But they end up looking pretty. Oh, no, they did. They came in as third, didn't they?
Third.
Yeah, just behind Eager and
which is
and Envy.
insanely impressive.
Yeah, the fact that they were able to recover that split, come in the third place, and then now take down the tournament as a whole, representing Worlds. North America is the #1 seed, guys. That does do it for our coverage here from the commentary desk, and that does conclude play from the Super Regionals. Thank you all very much for watching us. That's us signing off at the desk for all the talent. Myself, Hindu Man, and DM and all the pro players we had helping us out. Thank you guys very much for watching. Let's toss it over to the stage to one last time for the winners ceremony. Congratulations to Cloud9.
Thank you, Bart. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the champions, your North American champions, Cloud9. And we have a fantastic set right after us. You guys took out Enemy in just 3 games, and you guys have to be on top of the world right now. MLC Stealth, I'm going to ask you to speak for your entire team. How do you guys feel right now?
We feel really good. We're going to Worlds again for the 2nd time. Hopefully we can have back-to-back performances. I'm just really happy for us.
Yeah, as I said, these guys are, well, I mentioned that they're going to Worlds, but they're defending world champions. You guys did it last year. You guys did it again this year. Was there anything different about the path this year than there was last time?
We felt this time it was going to be a lot harder. Super Regionals is a crazy competition. It got promoted to Super Regionals because of how much competition there was in every region, and we're just lucky to have made it this far so far.
Yeah, well, you guys, as I said, you guys have earned not just a trophy, but also some medals, and of course, you guys will have some money as well. Adam, APC, head of the league right now, giving all of the members all of their medals, and soon we'll take a look at the trophy as well. These guys came through a long, arduous week. You guys arrived, what was it, Monday, and then continued on till today. Everything was brought out. They played all of their fantastic picks, and one more time, here's the mid laner, MLC Stealth, getting, there it is, right there. Congratulations one more time. Is there anything you want to say to the fans at home?
I want to say thank you to the fans. They're all really kind people. BaRRaCCuDDa's fish tank, they're also really nice people. I also want to thank my wife person. She's not here, but she supports me a lot, and she's my best friend, and I appreciate that she watches from home. And here also, when she does come, she's going to be at Worlds. So I just want to say thank you to everybody.
Awesome. Well, Worlds is the next stop. It's coming up very, very soon. And right here, this is the trophy you guys got for your performance this month. But this is just the first step. Before we let you go, Worlds. What are the plans between now and then, and how are you going to take it home?
We're just going to try our hardest. We're all just going in really confident. We're going in really excited, really happy. No team's ever gone back-to-back Worlds, and we're hoping to just be able to do that with our happiness and hope.
Excellent. Well, one more time, this is the mid laner for Cloud9, MLC Stealth, your North American champions right here. Cloud9, your European champions as well, are going to be Paradigm. It's been a fantastic week. We've watched all of these players try hard. All of these players go in and wind up some victors, and some will continue on to Worlds. 5 teams have been crowned good enough to take the stage at Worlds here in Atlanta. It's going to be Cloud9, and we'll see Enemy as well representing North America. Over in Europe, we'll see Fnatic, we'll see Paradigm, and we will see everyone else at Worlds as well. That's going to be in January. These teams have had to fight all week. If you want to go, visit us at swc.smitegame.com, and you can pick up tickets for yourself. For myself, Bart, Brandon, everybody on the talent desk, everybody behind the scenes, and of course, everybody at hi-rez, thank you for watching our Super Regionals, and we will see you in January.